Alrighty, lumberjacks, welcome back to another episode of FDR Logging, because that is who we are and that's what we're doing. Last time we were playing, I got the new toy, ha ha ha. Last time we were playing, we were just piling up all this wood in these little blocks that I'm walking around with. So this is the new toy. This is the upgraded, changed, new version of the Clark Ranger. So this is our skidder normally that we have, but I have made it into a forwarder. So some people were requesting that we have a forwarder that is just a forwarder. It means it has no big crane arm on it, no self-loading ability, strictly for forwarding, and that's it. So this is a great operation, even if you're in single player, probably better in multiplayer, but great in single player if you want to move a lot of wood a little bit quicker. So because I have this loader out here, I'm able to load this stuff really quickly onto the back of this guy, faster than if I were to use like the small grapple on the forwarder. And then basically if we're in a crappy spot, like you could bring a truck up here, it's pretty flat, but as we get further along here, there's a few spots where the piles get kind of fugly. So it's easier for me to just hop in this guy, and if I can get arranged here, there we go. And it's easy to just plow this stuff right onto it. There we go. But doing it this way is just a heck of a lot faster than trying to do it with the forwarder, because the forwarder arm can only pick up such a small amount of wood at a time. And this guy can just hammer it on there. I haven't loaded in a while. This is my first time in a long time. So yeah, this is the new forwarder bunk. It's actually pretty fun. It's nice, especially for getting into ugly spots. So like I said, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's impossible to bring a truck up here, because you definitely could find a way, I'm sure, but this is a little bit of a easier way to get stuff moved around. I'm also getting used to these new controls, so I changed all my controls. You guys might have this update by the time this video comes out, but I changed all the controls so that they're a little bit more realistic. So in terms of how it reacts, so the boom and the swing are a lot slower. It's one, to be more realistic, like hydraulically realistic, and two, it actually makes it a lot smoother with the physics. So you're not like instantly moving the boom up and down, because in real life it's not like an instant move. It's all very slow reaction based on the hydraulic flow and all that fun stuff. So I'm sure some people will scream about that. This update at the time of this video is not out yet, but it's coming out soon. And I'm sure some people will be like, oh, the machines are slow and laggy. Or maybe people will like it. I think some people will really like it, to be honest, because it's actually quite nice. I'm just gonna kind of taper that in there. But yeah, like you can get a lot of logs in this bunk, and especially with the elimination of the crane arm, it's just you get a little bit more space on the bunk, so you can spread it out a bit more. So you can put a lot longer stuff in here too if you want. I mean, these are just little logs. These are like 5 meters, I think, what we were cutting to. So these are just wee little guys. Either 5 meters or 6, I can't remember now. But yeah, you can get a lot more. So this was the stuff that we had already forwarded down from up top. And now we're going to forward it down even further. And my plan is to kind of just let it all sit roadside, which will make life a little bit easier. But as you can see, like, you can just plow the wood on here. Now again, if I was doing this with a forwarder, it would probably take me at least double the amount of time, if not more, just because of the smaller grapple that's on that sucker. Just gonna try to drip this into the bunk a little bit without losing any. There we go. Oop. Just thinking about it. There we go. I think we'll call that one full here. Now what you could do is, if you really wanted to, is you could take it and fill the truck one bunk at a time with that load. We're not going to do that. So I'm going to bring this guy down the hill and actually have that L-Tech loader there. Actually, you know what I might do is I might park this guy here for a minute, because I was going to clean this up and make it a little bit better roadside for logging, or for loading, because this little deck that I built is a horrible deck on this weird little hill. So I was actually going to move it The only difference for having it this way is you need 2 loaders, right? You need one loading on that end and one unloading on this end. So it creates more equipment. So if you prefer the forwarder because of just having less equipment, then obviously the forwarder is the better option for that. But I like the option, especially if you're playing like a logging crew or with a group of people. It's probably better to have 2 loaders whipping back and forth onto one forwarder. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag these up here and kerplunk-ski them right there. It's like a good spot for them. And then I'm going to fill this little area right here with logs. And this truck is actually going to be facing the wrong way here. So what we should do is loop it and then come back. I don't know if I can do a loop up here or not. Plus we got that B train on there too. Well, we're going to find out if we can loop it. Just looking for a spot here, but it's not looking very good. We'll just keep going until we get some space to turn things around here. And if we don't, then I guess we just never turn around, and that's life. What I should have done, and maybe what I'll do at the other end, is when we're unloading this stuff, I'll actually load that B train back on so that we have a little bit better turning radius. I might be able to get it on this corner. Oh, hey, here's our other trees. Oh no, this corner is even worse for turnaround. We'll just have to go all the way to the top to turn this thing around, hey? I don't think there's any really nice turnaround spots. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably throw that pup just right on the actual back of the trailer, like real life style. Oops. And that way we'll be able to do it. Oh, I might be able to turn around in here. No, you know what? I think the roundabout's literally right here, so we can just do a loop back down. Big loop. Loop. And then back down we go. Just like we've done this before. Oh, my stupid screen thing is doing that little clipping thing. Sorry about that. So annoying. It does it when I least expect it, so as long as I turn it off and then back on again, it fixes it. That's so weird. What do I do with this streaming thing? That's my only... I have the Asus streaming... whatever you call it. Capture card, I guess it's what it is. The Asus, whatever the... ROG something, I think. Republica Gaming style one. It's awesome for everything except for that little screen splitting issue that it has. And I don't know why it does that, but it's super annoying. So every once in a while it just does that. I think if I turn it off and on every time before I start recording, I think it would do it, but sometimes I forget, so. That's just the way she goes, man. Okay, so back down. Let's see here. Back down we go. And I'm just going to park up a bit because I don't really have my setup here. But now the truck's going to be facing a better direction for loading. So we'll just park it right here for now until we have a plan. Yeah, and then I'm going to build a deck right in this little hole here. That way, all of this wood is going to be at a better spot for grabbing and loading. It's stuck there. There we go. So yeah, if we kind of just, as far as we can chuck it over here. So then we're going to bring that Clark down and unload all that wood here too. But I just wanted to get all this crap out of here so that it's not in such a bad way. Whoop. And we'll just keep reaching far out there because we're going to need as much space as we can get our hands on here by the time we're done. Yeah, it's not trickling onto the road too bad either, so that should be good. Yeah, perfect. It's as perfect as we can get. But yeah, I was thinking about loading from this bench, and you can load from up here too. It's not the end of the world, but it's just kind of a slidey spot for the logs too, so let me pencil some of this up. Oh, I thought I had a long one in there. I'm like, really? Did I cut a long one? When the heck did I do that? Like I said, I'm still kind of getting used to the controls a little bit, just because they do lag a bit. I mean, if I hold it down, you'll see it does accelerate a bit faster, but it's not in real life, you can definitely swing the cab a little bit faster, but because the physics in this game are always playing catch up, I just said, screw that. We'll just let it go a bit slower. And you know what, people? Just operate a bit slower. Oh my god, it's fine. What do they always say? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast? There you go. But you can always go into your settings and crank up your speed if you don't like it too. But try to make it a little bit more hydraulically. I mean, this feels pretty similar to real life in terms of how it kind of works. Because in real life, like I said, nothing is like instantaneous. I've never run electric excavators, but I've heard the electric ones are a little bit more reactive than the hydraulic ones, obviously, because it's just power on demand, instant movement. But see if I can pencil that without tipping over. Ooh. There you go. And then we'll just kind of sprinkle that up here somewhere. Where are you going, little log? But yeah, a little bit nicer. And these are just some weird tops that I somehow got thrown in there. They can go over there. This is the sorting video. You guys we just get to sort everything together. But yeah, you try to find the best spot for like loading out, right? You want it to be the easiest spot to get the wood out. That's kind of the goal. And the easier the spot to load from, the better of an experience you're gonna have. Oh, there's more tops in here. How the hell did I get all these tops in here? Did I just bury these on top of stuff or what? Lord knows what the heck I was doing. I was probably testing something and forgot or something. I have no idea. All I know is I do not want those tops. There we go. Just tap that down, see how she settles. There we go. There's kind of like a really weird short one in there, see? Whatever. Yeah, that guy. What's that one doing? Oops. What's this little guy doing in here? Let's throw that over there. Uh-oh. Stuck in my tooth now. There we go. And we're going to grab all these two and just get these out of here. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably, like I said, testing something, and then they just ended up there. That wasn't a very good throw, was it? No. We can do better. Swing and miss. There we go. It's a little bit better. A little bit better. And then what I think I'll do is I will drive that Clark right over where I'm unloading here. I mean, I guess I could just drive it right alongside me here too, because the truck should be out of the way. I'll drive it up that direction and then back it up a little bit. The only thing about the Clark, it does not have a very big turning radius. I mean, it didn't as a skidder either, but it's up, or it's yeah, not sharp. It's very, very, it's like you're driving a boat for turning. A lot of room to turn. Okay. All right, let's go get our little Clark here now. And we'll just slip these little guys right in here. Perfect. Okay, let's go grab the Clark. And like I said, I think I'll just drive straight down the hill, take a right, and then I'll back in right alongside it and just add these to the pile. But like I said, it's just, you get quite a bit on there. You get pretty much a full bunk of logs in one shot on this guy. It's very similar size to the forwarder. It's just way quicker to load with a grapple, obviously. So why don't I just leave it right there and we'll see what happens. And we'll just keep adding to the top here. Whoop. Bigger grapple on this one. Whoop. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoop. Don't fall out, don't fall out, don't fall out. There we go. Done that in real life where you grab them on kind of an angle and then you just kind of pray as you swing and hope it works out. Yeah, no, just gotta have that fun. These don't have to be perfect, but it's good to try to get them a little bit straighter if you can. That way they'll be more friendly. Back up just a teeny bit here. Oh, there you go. Not bad. Not bad. Just trying to keep these sort of straight. Like I said, it's definitely far from perfect, but that's alright. I'll probably end up penciling them all anyway. See, the thing about this game is you can deck these as nice as you want, and then 5 minutes later they all slide to some weird angle because they're not perfectly flat. Anytime you're working on a hill, you just kind of get what you get. Especially in this game, you just never know. There we go. But if they could find a way to make the logs settle better, that'd be pretty sweet. It's never been a thing in this game, though. There we go. Trickle these guys up here. Oh, jeez. Watch your swinging. I just cost that guy a steak on the back of the skidder. Luckily, it's my skidder, so I'll get over it, but... there we go. Let me just tamp it down a little bit, see if it settles. It's pretty solid, like, for as far as decks go. In a recent change along, well, like I said, it'll be, you guys will have had it by the time you get this video, but I upped the friction a bit on these logs so they don't slip around as much. But they seem to actually, because of that higher friction, they seem to settle a little bit nicer. Like, when I press down, that feels quite firm, like I can lift my machine up with it. So that's a good sign. Worked a little close for these guys, but that's alright, we'll get her. And since I like loading and unloading, this is way more fun, especially if you're if you like loading and unloading with loaders as opposed to using a forwarder. Using this forwarder is going to be a blast for people because they will be able to load a lot. Load and unload a lot. Get lots of practice. Didn't really butt up very nicely, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Got that little deck there. I don't know if we have enough to fill a whole B train with that trailer, but we can take a look here. Let's see, how much more do we need? No, it's not. That might fill some of it. Maybe. Maybe not. But this is kind of cool, because then you can just kind of trek back up and grab some more and trek back down. And gives you a little bit easier of a forwarding experience, for sure. Like I said, some of this wood up here, I mean, some of this you could walk up and load. Like these two piles, I'll probably just leave them alone. If I don't want to go down to the road, I can do that. But we'll load up another one here. Let's see how she go. Let me move up a little closer here too. And round and round the pendulum swings. We just keep doing this. Load a bit, toss a bit, load a bit, toss a bit. So I kind of parked in the wrong spot here, but that's okay. Should have had the loader going the other way, or the Clark facing the other direction. But that's okay. We'll just bring it in a little closer and swing over here. It's good to practice both ways, because sometimes you don't always get the way you want it to be for loading. Sometimes you got to deal with it being a little bit wanky. Sometimes it's just a little bit wanky. Yeah. See, with the higher friction too, they slide a little bit less, so you can grab a little bit better. And they don't settle too terribly. They don't settle as smoothly as they did before when the friction was lower, like when they're more slippery. But they still settle in the bunks okay, like loading here. Even dumping into this bunk, I mean, they're doing pretty alright. What we got here? Oh, there we go. And we'll check that over here. Should be able to get the rest of this little pile here anyway. I wouldn't mind adding this to that other pile. Oh, excuse me. Didn't even drop any logs. Sneezing. Perfect. We got so much smoke up here right now where we're at. Just wildfire city going on. The wildfire stuff isn't super close. It's just, we just happen to be downwind of all of it from all over the place. So we're getting quite a bit. But man, sure makes me, my nose gets all like, whew, irritated and clogged up. It's almost like it doesn't enjoy breathing in smoke or something. Who would have thunk it, eh? Oop. There we go. Okay, well, let's get this little bit dropped down there too. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is then I can walk along, process these weird piles in weird spots, and then I'll just follow with the loader and play cleanup. These decks right here, I think I might leave them because it's actually kind of flat-ish here. So I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be a roadside setup. I can drive that truck up here and do a loop. At least there's some room up here to do that. And we'll just do the same kind of dealio here. And we'll go down here. And then back her on up. I'm gonna get a little bit further away this time because I felt like I was a little close there. Let's try. Should go up a little bit because I'm gonna back that loader up a teeny bit. That's where 90% of the logging is. It's like just remembering what the hell you're doing or having some sort of a plan if you can. Knowing what your next step is going to be, if you can plan that out, then you're in the gold. And I'm just gonna keep adding right to it here. Far from perfect, but you know what? Should do the trick. That's kind of why I like these mixed size logs, because it's not perfect. If it's all the exact same type of log, like size-wise, I mean, it sucks when you have like gigantic logs and really tiny logs, but these kind of medium and small stuff mixed together, they generally play fairly nice together, but it's still a bit of a challenge sometimes because it doesn't always line up nicely. Play pick and choose on your grabs. And you don't get too greedy. So if you get too greedy, you're gonna drop logs all over the place. So you just gotta kind of choose your battles. Slide it up. See, like that feels good. See, and anytime your claw's closed all the way, then you know you've done good. There we go. Oop. Beauty. These are probably short enough I should be able to pencil them downward. Yeah, look at that. Not bad. My deck's kind of getting a little bowed out here. So let's give it a little bit of a jam. Let's poke it around a bit here. Push it together. You can see some of the trees that overlap. That's the problem. When they overlap, that's when you run into weird issues. They don't like to lay on each other sideways. They all like to lay in a perfect row. So when you see the odd one that's sticking at a weird angle, then the trees don't seem to settle very nice. They all want to go settle out flat. That seems to be how it is. I mean, this is pretty good. I'm not getting lagged out yet. If I add more than this, though, I think that'll be kind of the end of things. So we'll just leave it there. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's a nice little deck anyway. And then let's drive this guy back up the hill. Yeah, we just kind of keep adding to this, I guess. For maybe one load, like I said, I'll come up here and load this stuff up. Maybe I'll leave that loader down here. And then we can load that up on the next run there. We just leave this guy here. And I mean, it's kind of angly in here. Like I wouldn't want to process downhill onto that stuff, but like on these little kind of pouchy areas here, I could probably throw some logs here and that wouldn't go too bad. Same over here. Like I said, it's a bit slanted here, but I could probably throw them down and they would stay at least long enough to load them up. And I mean, even if I got to pencil them all, I mean, who really cares? I mean, I might work my way back down this hill and come back up the other side. I don't really want to bunch downhill, but you know what? We're going to have some fun and figure it out. All right, okay. Well, I'm going to leave it at that for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, at least you guys got to check out the Clark. It was pretty cool. It did its job. You guys hopefully are enjoying this by the time you watch this video. So right on, party on, boys. Okay, we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.